Is it on? Okay. In a clinic, and this is the last clinic story I'm going to tell you, but in a clinic that I will never forget, it's footage we haven't released yet. I was in there with an investigative partner, my friend Jackie Stoller. She's got married recently. But we were in this clinic together playing underage girls, and I was waiting for my appointment. And these two women walked in, two Hispanic women with these two beautiful little girls, maybe 5 and 7 years old. And one of the women was just beginning to show, and I thought, well, she must be here for an abortion, because today was the abortion day at the abortion center. And so I was sitting there, reading a magazine, pretending to be 13, but I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to say something. Because when we had walked into that abortion clinic, when I had walked in there with Jackie, there had been sidewalk counselors on the sidewalk. A woman and her daughter with outstretched hands saying, come with us, we can give you some more information. Abortion is dangerous. We have help for you and your baby. Because down the street, literally, was an abortion, a pregnancy center clinic where free and confidential services were provided. And I was thinking, oh, if only this woman could go there and talk with someone there first before having the abortion, before going to do this. And so I looked over at her and I said, hi, what are you here for? And she said, abortion. And she looked down. And I said, well, I said, well, why don't we just both go and go somewhere else? Maybe those people outside that were outside, maybe we could both go to that other clinic on the sidewalk. I was starting to babble. I didn't really know what to say. And she said, don't talk to me. And she looked away. Then the two little girls, the 5-year-old and the 7-year-old, they were playing on the floor with these brightly colored toys that Planned Parenthood provides for women with children who come in for appointments. And they were playing, and then the 5-year-old girl, seemingly bored, wanting attention, went over to the woman who seemed to be her aunt, the sister of her mother. And she went over there and she was asking for attention. She wanted a cup of water or something. She went over to her mother first. Her mother's watching TV. Then she went over to her aunt, who's looking at the ground, looking very sad, very upset. And the little girl tugged on her aunt's pant leg, and her aunt's looking away. And then she jumped up into her aunt's stomach. And she snuggled close to her aunt's belly. And I remember looking at that and just not even being able to look away. Because I was looking at the meeting of two cousins. This little girl and her little boy cousin or girl cousin, separated just by inches of flesh. And on that day, in that clinic, that little cousin would be killed by abortion, would be violently torn apart by abortion. And that little girl would never know her cousin. And ultimately, that is what is at stake with every abortion. A beautiful individual life that has a family, that has cousins, that might even have brothers and sisters, that definitely has parents, grandparents, and a human being just like you or I once were, completely helpless in the womb, completely defenseless, needing to be nurtured, needing to be loved. That's what's at stake with every abortion. Sometimes when I work with our live action team and we're working really hard on things and we're trying to come up with new creative ideas to express the truth about abortion and new investigative projects, and we're working together, sometimes occasionally there can be a note of frustration or discouragement. We think, okay, there's still over 1 million abortions every year. Planned Parenthood is being funded even more under the President Obama's administration. It seems in a way that so many things are against us. But then I think, and then we think together, how powerful is the saving of just one human life? If all of our work, all of Live Action's work, all of my entire life's work led to the saving of one life, wouldn't it be worth it? How valuable is one life? How valuable it should be to us, how valuable it is to God, who created, who loved it into being, who loved it into creation. Augustine says, a great philosopher and theologian, that people travel to wonder at the height of the mountains, at the huge waves of the seas, at the long course of the rivers, at the vast compass of the ocean, the circular motion of the stars. People travel to wonder at these things, and yet people pass by themselves without wondering. Augustine is saying how wonderful is the human person, the greatest of all of creation. How beautiful and how powerful and amazing is each individual human person. And therefore, how great our victory, even if our whole life as a pro-life activist amounts to the saving of one life, how sweet and great is that victory. See, this cause is not just about what we're fighting against. We're fighting against this great human rights abuse, this greatest injustice that we're facing, but it's about what we're fighting for. We get to fight for our innocent neighbors, our brothers and sisters, who are in our community, sometimes down the street from us, that are in danger of being aborted. We get to fight for their lives, to educate, to inspire, to motivate for their lives. What a great gift What a great opportunity that we've been given at this dark time in our country's history. That we can be the ones who stood up and said, enough is enough. We want to be the ones to end this injustice once and for all. We want to be the ones to rise up and say, this is a country of life and not of death. And we will be the ones to do it. I believe with my whole heart that I will see a day, that we will see a day in our country without abortion. When people, as they already are overwhelmingly coming to realize, will see that this is a human rights abuse of the greatest proportion to attack the most innocent among us. And that we will come to see together, eye to eye, across our country, that this is a country that should be protecting the most innocent and weak and not destroying them. So let us be the ones who with courage and creativity, who with boldness and grace stand up and say enough is enough. Let us be the ones who finish the work that maybe our parents started or other people in our community started that have been working years, adults that are in the audience tonight who may have been working even before we were born, although no one is that old, right? But who are working a long time and have struggled and labored a long time. Let's be the ones to finish the job and end abortion in our country. Thank you so much. God bless you.
That was invigorating. We'll have a quick 10-minute break. Feel free to get some water and use the bathroom as you will. And